Hello fellow Total Warriors, I am Zardar and welcome to another online battle from Warhammer 2, and yet again this battle is from the same tournament as before, which is hosted by Exploding Hamster, who is a German speaking Total War YouTuber, so if anybody wants to check him out, please feel free. There's gonna be a link in the description. He's a great guy, and I don't obviously know what he's talking about in his videos, but yeah, I guess he's a fun lad. Anyway, so this is from that tournament, yep, and it's actually the second match that I was playing. The first one was Norska versus Bretonia, and the second one is Lizardmen versus Greenskins, and the selection of the map is quite bizarre, I gotta say. And that's because it's pretty much the same maps all over again in the tournament. So Exploding Hamster thought to go with anything available, and this is what we got. A really obnoxious map for me, for my taste at least. Anyway, Greenskins against Lizardmen. I get some skink skirmishes in the front line. You might recognize this build. It's the same build that Falcon used against me in the tabletop tournament. I thought to give it a go. I usually have the same build. Like if I play Lizardmen, I usually go with the same build, but instead of an ancient stegadon, I always bring like a revivification crystal. And just because have the heal, but I don't know, I find the ancient stegadon quite a freaking formidable force. This thing is just unstoppable, and honestly a lot better than the rev crystal, but the rev crystal it's the heal, so yeah, it depends on the matchup. Yeah, anyway, yeah, an ancient stegadon, Mazda Mundi on Slack, along with ruination of cities, banishment, shield of the old ones, apotheosis for some healing, Curse of the Midnight Wind, Harmonic Convergence, and just the Cold-Blooded. For the front line we got a mix of 3 skin cohorts and 3 skin cohorts with javelins for that sweet poison, 2 Croxigors, and I think that's pretty much it, along with the 2 Temple Guard in the flank and the Ancient Stegadon over here. So immediately, as long as the okay, it's just some orc boy biggins over here just engaging my skirmishes. It was obviously a deploy over here in the woods, which I failed to see, and my skinks are gonna have a hard time. For the rest of his army, he's got 4 Night Goblin Archers, as you can see. He's got a huge infantry line from orc biggins, black orcs, some orc boys to fill in any gaps, and what's that up here? Savage orcs. And for his leadership, he's got Wurzak, so that's pretty much his whole army. He's gonna claim that high ground over here, and yeah, we're gonna try to have some skirmish fight. I didn't see that these guys were all like in stock mode, so I couldn't see them, and as soon as I went in there and saw all these 4 units just shooting down on me, I'm just gonna get the hell away from here. Over here I'm just gonna use the ancient stegadon to fend off the orc boy biggins. And the good thing is this actually is shooting with a pipe gun or whatever it's called, and look at the damage. Like I couldn't even get to catch them, but still we did like 5 and 5% damage, somewhere around that. So it's gonna be a little bit slow over here, so I'm gonna fast forward. Right now I'm just reading the map and I'm trying to decide on what to do. I'm forming up the line, as you can see. I'm getting everybody into the place that I want, and actually even Exploding Hamster thought that I was just gonna stay up here. He even wrote it in chat, but I was just trying to just form up my troops, just read out what I need to hit, how I need to do it, and yeah. So immediately I'm gonna start advancing, and let's see how that is gonna go. The skinks are gonna be leading the onslaught, and the big dinos are gonna be coming from the back. But as soon as I'm going in and I see the archers that are blobbing up on top of the other orcs over here, Greenskins, I'm gonna drop a nice sweet ruination of cities, which is gonna go down hopefully along the lines. And just look at that, just one Night Goblin Archer completely messed apart. Some orc biggins in here, and the other one just half damage and already wavering. So as soon the skinks engage, my big dinos are gonna go in, both Slack and the Ancient Stegadon. The Croxigors, I just left them in the back just so they won't be shot, but they will soon follow up. I'm dropping Harmonic Convergence on one side, Shield of the Old Ones on the other. I got all my front line covered with any form of buff. I'm dropping a Banishment over here on the far left flank on these orc boys, and they're just gonna get destroyed, wavering almost immediately, broken to the skink cohort, and what it seemed that it's gonna be a tough uphill fight, it actually, well, was not, because we pretty much crossed any opposition almost immediately. The WAG is gonna pop. I think it was a little bit too late. It happens. Sometimes you just forget about it. Sometimes you don't. It's natural. Over here in the back, I'm gonna position my temple guards looking the other way around, because I knew that my opponent had his biggins, or boy biggins, over here. I'm gonna pull back any skinks and stuff like that. Just leave the temple guard to protect. And right now I have pretty much separated his forces, like, and as you can see, everything on the Greenskin roster is actually wavering. Just a few leftover black orcs fighting over here, but that's just pretty much all about it. Hurzak is locked in here between Mazdamundi and the Croxigors and some skinks, and as you can see, these guys just well, they just went and charged straight to temple guards, which that's gonna hurt. These guys are full health. They haven't lost, like, they lost like 1 or 2% of health points, and the orc boy biggins are almost destroyed. He's gonna realize soon that he's just gonna pull off. He was most likely expecting me to not face this way, but yeah, I knew what that he was gonna be coming in the back, so I just turned them around and I just left them here to protect, because even if he wants to get into my troops over here, he's gonna have to come around, which I'm gonna be able to see him, so it's gonna be easy to counter him. Over here the Croxigors are just ruthlessly just hunting down Wurzak, and he's just gonna try to fall back. On the rest of the fights over here, skinks actually fighting with the leftover of the orc boys and some archers and some biggins, and they're actually giving them some business, because most of my troops, well, not that obviously, but look at that, skink cohorts over here almost full health, and they're gonna be able to beat down these guys due to leadership. Like, they're really low on health, so their leadership is gonna be tanking quite hard. And let's see. I think the battle just pretty much was just in that charge over here in the front line where it completely broke. Another ruination of cities going down. I'm gonna drop another banishment, because I thought, why the hell not? Only the Croxigors were engaged, and the banishment doesn't do much of a damage to Croxigors and any large entities in general. It's mostly about infantry. So yeah, just some Greenskins coming back, but I'm just gonna keep chasing them down with troops. Soon I'm gonna engage with the temple guard as well. So let's fast forward a little bit. He's gonna try to get another charge over here with the orc boy biggins, but the full might of the two Croxigors and the two large beasts of the dinosaurs of the Lizardmen over here. And yeah, I don't think that's gonna go well. Curse of the Midnight Wind dropped down to 30 armor, so the Croxigors are gonna do some really heavy work over here, and actually 0 melee defense. Oh my dear lord, that's... oh, melee attack, sorry, excuse me. So no hit over there, and yeah, I think Wurzak just standing here, and look at that, he's getting shot by that ancient Stegadon, and he actually, I saw his health points going down by a large, not a large, but a noticeable margin. He's gonna be dropping, what's that? Yeah, some kind of breath attack, cone-shaped breath attack, but well, it doesn't do that much of a good damage to, as I said, large entities. It's mostly about infantry, and he was most likely expecting infantry like this temple guard, but well, I chose to go with big dinos instead. Mazdamundi still doing his work. Oh, Zlak has missiles as well. I totally forgot about that. So Wurzak is gonna be taking a heavy beating here by the Croxigors. And yeah, I'm gonna try to pass through in order to catch him over here. Oh, he's shattered, and the rest of the force, I think, is gonna collapse anytime soon. So quite a fun build. As I said, I usually go with somewhat of the same, but instead of the Stegadon I bring the Rev Crystal for even more healing, other than Apotheosis, but that worked pretty damn well. So yeah, that's pretty good if you are playing like tabletop tournament, because your opponent, you don't know what he's gonna have, so the Rev Crystal might prove like incompetent and actually get dragged down quite easily, but the Ancient Stegadon is something that nobody expects, and it's quite a force to be reckoned with. And yeah, the Croxigors always a nice choice, going after infantry. They just decimate infantry. They don't do that well against other large entities, but they're just destroying everything that's like 1.8 meters tall. And yeah, the skinks did well. The javelins did amazing, to be honest. The temple guard just being a nuisance, just holding their ground and preventing the cavalry from charging in the back. And the skink cohort also doing really great, but the number one on kill count is actually Mazdamundi and the Ancient Stegadon, as you would expect. For my opponent's forces, I think he lacked the leadership. He brought a lot of orcs, low leadership orcs, and that's always bad for the Greenskins. Like, it doesn't matter which faction you're playing with. I think you always need black orcs. They're the bestly armored. They have amazing stats. They can fight off large monsters like Ushabti, Kroxigors. Yeah, they're gonna get beat down, but they're the only ones that can actually fight. All the rest of the troops on the Greenskins rosters, I think the melee units, I think they're just pretty much crap compared to the black orcs. And they also got immune to psychology, so that terror from over here, if he had like 3 black orcs, they would have held their ground. And if he had some large monsters over here, I think with when you have like a really strong missile line, you don't have to go aggressive with the cavalry. When you have that much many of archers, you always stay in the back and just try to protect those archers, which is something that I obviously failed to do against Falcon on the previous match. But yeah, that's the strategy. You go heavy on missiles, keep your freaking cavalry back, don't go offensive. The enemy is gonna come to you. You get like 4 archers, he needs to shut them down, otherwise he's dead. So you counter him when he's in your flanks, when he's on your backs, and he's cut off from the rest of the army, which is always in favor of you. So please, decent advice, if you go heavy on missile, stay back, play defensively. That's what you need to win, and you'll probably will if you do it. Anyway, yeah, that was it, guys. So I really hope you enjoyed. 2 out of 2 for the first round, so I'm gonna be on the finals against the guy that wins in the fight on the other group, and from there on we'll see. So as I said, really hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like or a comment, feel free to subscribe if you're not, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.